Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu said, "What is malleable is always superior to that which is immovable." This is the principle of controlling things by going along with them. Mastery through adaptation. Welcome to your weekly wellness dose, The Wellness Factor. I am your host, Dr. Noelle, and today we are discussing flexibility. How a flexible mind and body is a marker of adaptation, a marker of longevity. Flexibility has long been tied to longevity, and studies show that at any stage of life, flexibility exercises reduces the risk of cardiovascular disease by 25% and death by 20%. In fact, in a National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey study, researchers found that flexibility was associated with a lower mortality rate for those 65 and older, and that participants in this study being inflexible carried a 50% higher risk of death during the period than those who were more flexible. So what does that tell us? Time to get up and stretch, right? Stretching offers many health benefits, so it makes sense that it would have such a major impact on our longevity. For when we stretch, there are a number of things that are happening physically. Improve mobility and flexibility of our joints, thus improving balance and limiting risk of falls. Decreased inflammation. Remember, inflammation is the root cause of all disease. When we stretch, there is a reduction in the release of pro-inflammatory markers and an increase in anti-inflammatory molecules, which have a positive impact on chronic disease such as obesity and cardiovascular disease. It also helps to impact brain function, improving sleep, boosting mood, and decreasing anxiety by its impact on the release of serotonin, a neurotransmitter that is directly impacting our mood and response to stress. So, how can we incorporate stretching into our everyday life? Well, as studies also suggest, there's not a lot of time that's required to see long-term benefits of stretching. In fact, just 5 minutes of stretching per major muscle group per week can offer optimal benefits. So here is my wellness prescription. Number 1, try to stretch at least 3 times per week. Studies suggest this frequency being the optimal number for long-term effects. Number 2, make sure you're engaging each major muscle group, including neck, shoulders, arms, mid-back, lower back, glutes, quads, hamstrings, calves. Number 3, try to hold your stretches for no more than 30 seconds, as beyond this, you're at risk for injury. Number 4, breathe into each stretch. Remember, your breath is your power. Breathing slowly and deeply, getting deeper into the stretch with each exhalation. I will include a complimentary video with this podcast of a basic stretch sequence you can do daily, or as mentioned, at least 3 times per week to enhance your vitality. Now, we've talked about flexibility of body, but what about flexibility of mind? Being flexible in our perspective, our outlook. You change your mind, you change your situation, right? Being malleable in mind and spirit also allows for us to adapt in any given situation. Mental adaptivity is a marker of longevity. When we are faced with unmet expectations, disappointments, feeling stuck in relationship, career, finance, change in outlook may be what's necessary to move and flow with what life is giving us in that moment. And understanding that this is just a moment, a period in time that is temporary and may require for us to be malleable and go along with the flow of life, as opposed to holding on to the static timeline we have set for ourselves that only exists in mind and not in reality. For there are forces at work, a God and a universe that has say-so. And when we allow for our co-creators to show up and do their work, perhaps that's when the magic happens and we realize our true destiny. And with that said, perhaps now we can focus on our mantra for today, flexibility. I am open to the flow of life, allowing for malleability, allowing for the stretch that is required to reach my highest potential, open to possibilities seen and unseen, allowing for God, Goddess, universe to guide and protect me. Breathing in flexibility, exhaling static expectations. Breathing in malleability, exhaling doubt. Breathing in promise, exhaling worry. I am flexible. I am open to the flow of life. Now you can continue with that breath, or perhaps you've had enough for today. Thanks for joining me on this wellness journey. Namaste.